Hello, learners at home. You're welcome to your favorite program. I'm your agricultural science teacher. My name is Williams Blessing Omojiri. We are going to be talking on the topic, farm animals. What are farm animals? You can rightly say, animals that live on the farm. Yes, farm animals are animals you keep, you rear, you raise, or they can be domesticated animals that are found in your neighborhood. And these are raised by man. Why? For economic purpose and also social purpose. Farm animals are known as livestock, and there are different farm animals, or we could rightly say there are different forms of farm animals depending on their purposes. Let's find out some of them. The forms of farm animals we have are work animal, dairy animal, guard animal, poultry, aquatic animal, and pet animal. Work animal, from the word work, meaning animals are used for what? For work. Let's take a look at some of them that are used for work. Do you know any? Your mind may go, a donkey, right? They are used for work. They are not the only one. They are raised purposely to perform certain farm operation. And these animals are mostly used for work in the northern part of Nigeria. And they are used primarily as a source of farm power. And they are also, their normal output compared to that of man is higher. How do we mean? The normal output of a working bull is about 500 watts compared to the output of animals, or compared to the output of man, which is about 75 watts, meaning animals work more than humans. Examples of such work animals are bull, donkey, camel, horses. I'm sure you know some of them, and you're mentioning them already. Yes. Another one we have is what? Dairy animal. From the word dairy, what will come to your mind? Milk, right? Yes. Dairy animal are a large source of milk. They are produced or they are kept raised purposely for their milk purposes. Example of them are white Fulani, Sokoto Gudali, red Bororo, and also goats are also reared for milk. You might be wondering, goats, do they produce milk? Yes, sure. They produce the best milk you can ever find in the whole world. But why don't they use them for milk production? That's because goats, they produce less quantity of what? Of milk, but they have the best quality milk. But the kind of milk they produce cannot supply the whole community. That's the reason why we could rightly say that they produce milk, but they cannot be used for what? They cannot use as mass production. Milk from goats is the richest and the most nutritious, but you can't find them in commercial markets, except maybe mommy has goats in your farm. You can easily take the goat milk from them and use it as means of milk to your tea, whatever you have. But in commercial markets, you can't find them to buy. So don't tell mommy to go and buy milk from goat milk from the market, because they are rarely found. Another forms of farm animals we have are what? Guard animals. Guard animals, from the word guard. I'm sure you're thinking, animals that can use to guide you what? Your environment. Do you have a guard animal at home? Maybe a dog, right? Yes, but they are not the only ones that are also used to guard livestock or farms. We can have geese, they are also used to guard. Why do we use them to guard? Are you saying it already? Yes, we use them to guard to prevent thieves, against thieves, even invaders, predators, and what? Intruders. Example of them, like we rightly said, are dog. We also have geese. We have guinea fowl. You may be wondering, how can guinea fowl be used as guard animal? Yes, they can be used. They can scare predators from eating your crops. Donkeys also. But the most common of all these guard animals are what? Is what? Are you saying it in your mind? Yes, it's a dog, because that's the one you can find where you're in your environment. Another of forms of farm animal is poultry. Poultry. Do you have poultry in your house? Your neighbor? Or someone you know? Yes. Poultry are domesticated birds that are reared by man for the purpose of meat, eggs, and manure. Poultry produce the best manure. That's why their manure is called guano. The manure poultry produce can be used in your farm For example, you plant maize or you plant groundnuts, you can use poultry manure to help you boost the growth of these plants you have in the farm. Example of poultry birds are guinea fowl, duck, turkey. I'm sure I'm mentioning them already. Yes, we have many poultry birds. And pigeon also, I also refer to as what? Poultry animal. Aquatic animal is the next we are going to look at. Aqua. From that word aqua. Aqua means what? Water, yes. These are the animals that live in waters, rivers, lake, stream, ponds, oceans. Can you give me some examples? Yes, and then you mentioned popular fish. Yes, fish is one of aquatic animals. We also have prawn, we have oysters, we have lobsters. They are examples of what? Of aquatic animals. But among all this mentioned, fish is the most common animal kept and reared in a pond. They are adapted for life under the water, meaning when you keep fish on land, can it survive? It's not possible because its place it lives is what? In water. So the features that enable them to be able to survive in water are what? These are streamline shape, lateral line, gills and gill covers, fins for swimming, and also swimming bladder. That's what helps fish to be able to survive in water. You might ask yourself, do you have this swimming ability? No, because you don't have ability to be able to survive underwater. You don't have streamline shape, you don't have lateral lines, and you have gills to be able to survive. That's the reason why fish is the only one of them, or one of the aquatic animals that can do what? That can survive in water. Another of the forms of farm animal we're looking at is what? Is pets. Do you have pets in your house? Oh, maybe one right in your living room. I used to have a friend that had a cat as a pet. What do you have? I'm sure you're mentioning them already. Why do you keep them? You keep them for pleasure, don't you so? Yes, to keep you company. That's why you keep them, as companionship. And also for what? For enjoyment. Examples are cats, dog, even aquarium fish. You can keep fish in aquarium and they can serve as what? Pets to you. Fish is also, like I said. Now, there are animals that live around us. We've mentioned many. Can you remember any animal that live around you? There are some you've not mentioned about. Let's look at these animals that live around you. Yes. Look, these animals that live around you. Are you thinking of them already? You're thinking of them? Yes. Animals that live around us. Animals that live around us are like, can you think of some found in the soil? What animal can you find in the soil? You can find what? You can find earthworm. They have different colors, shape, and sizes. Some live in the forest that can be found around us. We have lion. Are you mentioning them already? We have giraffe. We have elephants. They can live with what? You can find them maybe in the forests around you. Even in the zoo, you can also find them. A giraffe also, and they have 4 legs, 2 ears, 1 tail. These animals, can you find them around you? You can find them close to either the zoo around you or the forest. We have big animals, we have small animals. Can you differentiate them? Which animal can you describe as big? I'm sure you say an elephant, right? Okay. Which can you say is a small animal? A bird is a small animal. A bird has 2 wings, it has 2 legs, it has 1 beak. That's why it's able to do what? To fly. So some birds fly very high, while some only hop. We also have animals that you can see around you. We have eagle, we have pigeon, we have sparrow, parrots, peacock. This eagle, they are all some of the birds you can find in your environment. Animals you can see around you are insects also. You can also find insects around you. Which one can you find quickly? The one you can easily see in your neighborhood. Mosquitoes, and also, yes, they usually have 2 pairs of wings. What do they use them to do? They use them to fly. You can also find housefly. You can find cockroach. You can find bee, grasshopper. Do you see beautiful butterflies? Yes, with different colors. You can find them where there are some insects that you can find around you. What other crawling creatures can you find? Are you thinking already? Snake is one crawling creature you can see around you. When you see snake, will you wait? You quickly run to go and call mommy or call daddy. Yes, because they are cold-blooded creatures and they seek look for things to eat. Not only snakes are what? Crawling animals. We have worms, we have earthworms, we have lizard, we have chameleon, we also have crocodiles. These are some of the reptiles that I'm sure you're familiar with. You can also see. What about water creations? We can talk about what? Fish, lobsters. Are you mentioning them already? Yes, prawns. Now, like I said earlier on, they have fins, they have scales. But we also have creatures that live both in water and in land. Are you thinking? Do you know one of them? One of them is tortoise. Tortoise can live both in water and in land. Crabs also can live both in water and in land. Not forgetting frogs. Frogs can live both in water and in land. Animals are of two types. We have the wild animal and we have the what? Domestic animal. I'm sure by now you can differentiate between wild animal and domestic animal. Is that also? Animals that can find in the forest are wild animal. Domesticated animal you can see what? Around us. So these animals that you can find in the forest are called what? Wild animals. Like tiger, giraffe, lion, elephant, zebra, monkey, snakes, crocodiles, deer. They are the ones you can find in the forest. And they are called what? Wild animals. What about animals that you can see around us that are called domesticated animals? Are you thinking already? Yes. Animals that you can see around us. These wild animals we mentioned earlier, you can even find them in the zoo. But animals you can see around us, which are domestic animals, are like cow, donkey, camel, parrots, dogs, cats, buffaloes, goats. These are domesticated animals you can see around you. Are you mentioning some of them? Yes. Horse also, you can see around you. Donkey, you can see them around us too. You can also see parrot, like I've been mentioned. Many of these, and even dogs, like your pets, your hen, your cats. You can see them what? Within, around you. That's the reason why they are called what? Domestic animals. I'm sure you've learned something about wild animal and domestic animals too. Now, people feed these animals to do what? To provide them food, meat, wool, and even what? Milk. Some domestic animals are kept as pets. Can you mention some? Yes, I'm sure you with me will remember some of them that we mentioned. Dogs are also kept as what? As pets. Also, so this is all about animals we can see around us. Now, let's go back to what we have learned today. Can you rightly tell me what's farm animal? I'm sure you're thinking animals that can be found around us are what? Farm animals that are domesticated, raised, reared for man, for economic purpose, and what? Thank you. Can you list 5 forms of them? Be thinking about them. They are what? Walk, guard, poultry, birds, aquatic, dairy, animals. These are animals that can be what? These are forms of farm animal. But at your own time, I want you to explain what is aquatic animal. And list 5 aquatic animals you know that can be found in the river. Thank you. Stay safe. I'll see you same time, same station. My name is Renz Williams. Blessing Omojiri.
Thank you.